Hey family, this is Steve Coach, the Coach Conversation. I know that sound like I'm muzzled. Steve Coach, play from the Couch Conversation. Steve Coach, play from the Couch Conversation. Steve Coach, play from the Couch Conversation show. Alright family, um, a lot of y'all know that my housing program, actually I named after my sister. Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope, right? And that was just a dedication to my sister, in the work that I do around, well, helping out homeless and less fortunate, right? Now, now I could be wrong, but because I always lived a middle class life, I did not have to rely on like, government programs and all that type of stuff. But there are people out there that do need like the low income housing. We all need like health insurance. I'm gonna say life insurance. And we all need a stable, healthy place to live. Now, because myself, I always, as time went on, well, no matter what, I always had a decent place to live. Or let me say a roof over my head. Rather it was rats or roaches in the house back then anyway. That was back during the ghetto days, the hood. But and the reason why I'm trying to share this scenario, right, is because we have so many people that's living in the inner city in unhealthy conditions. You know, uh, that's why I try to fight to help our like low to moderate income people. Just because you living in the ghetto don't mean you have to feel or living in the ghetto. Because you in the ghetto don't mean you gotta act ghetto. You deserve better. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Now you might not can make it like and say like that the $200,000-300,000 houses neighborhoods and stuff like that, but you can live pretty decent in the area that you in. That's why I do what I do to help our most less fortunate people. And when I look at it, this is not something that I just started doing. When I look back at my mother and the way she did, and then not only that, well, she taught me how to be more responsible and productive and stuff like that. So I'm only giving back to people what was basically given to me as far as I learned how to become a productive member of society. And I thank God when my children came that I was able to provide a whole different way of life for them compared to the way we grew up. And I'm proud of that. So when I say stuff and I understand and I'm understanding that it's people that might have lived in a certain condition with poor conditions in life and they became successful. And some of it I don't mean you became millionaires, billionaires, you was just able to come out of that lifestyle into a better lifestyle, right? You did the work to come out of that lifestyle into this better lifestyle. So once again, that's why I try to help those that feel like they, don't have no hope in life or they will never gain, the material things out of life. That's why I do what I do, y'all. I do what I do, you know. I do what I do. I do what I do as a recovering addict. I don't mind saying the word or as a person with an addictive personality. That's what I love the most because I learned to accept that when I say I'm an addict, I'm just talking about really a person with an addictive personality. So when you say that, right, most people think of the dope, the cane, or the drugs and stuff, the alcohol, and all of that is somewhat included. But then when you go into the area of lying, manipulating, uh, 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 all the negative characteristics, right? It all makes up the human being. It all makes up the human being. I don't care how smart or intelligent you is. You still could be smart, intelligent, and be a rotten, no good son of a turkey. I'm only saying because the character, right? And I had to learn this. I got a good side of me, and then I have a bad side. Listen to what I said. I have a good side, and then I have a bad side. So I'm not. Look, this is how I see certain things, and I'm gonna do it again. I got a good side, and I got a bad side, and the reason why I say that, because I'm gonna go to the Bible. Look how they say Satan was Lucifer, was second in command to God, right? They was talking about how beautiful he was, how he sung, and how he this and he that and this and that. And then they talk about the other side. They never forget. That's part of the makeup with us as human beings. There's a beautiful side of us, and we'll look at it as evil. That's the bad side. Then we go into the demonic, the creature with the big head. The thing with the body, but two creature heads on it. It's describing something. The personality, the characteristics of the human being. And we done blew it out of proportion so far. We got uh, fire breathing dragon and all this type of stuff considered as being evil. And basically that's the whole point. But now, mind y'all, I'm just saying this, y'all, because when I started reading the Bible, and when I say the Old Testament and the New Testament, I'm talking about, when I talk about my old story, that's my New Testament, that's my Old Testament. That's something I used to do. That's how I look at the Bible now. When it's telling the story, that was the old way I used to do things. This is the new way. So when I look at the old and the new, both of them are my testimonies. And sometimes we can't realize that because we reading somebody else's story. So we didn't already took the focus off ourselves. But as I begin to see, it's the morals, the values, and the principles in the Bible that I try my best to live by. I don't get caught up in all the stories and stuff. I want to take the principles, basically the good qualities and stuff that I get from it, and then I have to realize too, um, if something make me mad or uncomfortable or angry or lonely or tired, that doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't. Those are things I begin to feel. Just like when I say I'm sexy, I'm handsome. I say that to uplift myself from that negative way of thinking and falling back into those old behaviors. And I hope this don't sound too crazy to anybody, but basically, this is what I get, now compared to years that I've been reading and studying the Bible. I look at it as like we we live in a better way of life, like morals, values, principles. It talks about the character, the human being, and that's so. I'm just saying this, right? I don't want to keep like trying to figure stuff out. You know what I mean? As far as people, people behaviors. and what people doing. I don't want to keep doing that because I have to focus more on what I need to do as far as doing the right things, you know. And if I screw up too, I'm going to tell y'all. And the reason why, because I'm human. And yeah, some things I do, I might feel bad about it, whatever. That stuff I just try not to do again. I try not to. When I'm feeling like when I do something wrong and I'm feeling a little shame, guilt, and I'm feeling uncomfortable, um, then I know to move away from those things. But I'm just saying this, right, because I'm trying to put in perspective, and I'm trying to look at us as people, and I'm trying to understand that for me, right, and now at the age that I am, 60 years old, right, it's not like I'm at a point in my life where I need to keep changing this, changing that, changing this, changing that. I'm older now. So it's about being comfortable with yourself now from the years from the years that caused you to get here, right? Now, I was kind of reading it because the guy at the house just texted me, right? He called me this morning, but he told the police that I'm calling his phone and I'm this and that. And I'm not trying to be smart. I'm not trying to be smart, but this is so freaking dumb to me. They are in my housing program. They are in my housing program. If I can't communicate with them, why are they still in my housing program? Then the sister that took the protective order out on me, right? She never on that paper, and I'm reading it, right? The document. She never mentioned nothing about being in a housing program. She made it sound like she was actually like renting from whoever, but it wasn't me. And I'm looking at that's why I came back on it. Because I'm looking at everything she wrote in that protection order was a lie. She never mentioned the stuff that her and I basically talked about. Now, there's one more person I'm waiting to clear up for January. Look at the date, January the 25th, right? So now, this the 25th. They just clearing up January. So once again, they're not going to have their payment for the first, between the 1st and the 5th of February. So we're going to do it all over again. Going to go back up. They're going to pay at the end. But I'm like, no, no. Because I'm not going to keep putting up my money. And that's why I was sharing that, right, to get ready to go there as human beings. So I don't mind helping you if you're going to help yourself. But everything they told the police is totally against everything that my program is about. Now, they never once asked them for a lease or some type of program agreement or whatever, right? They never once. And the reason why I'm saying this because I got to keep record for when I get ready to lay it down, right? I explained to them why I called them. That's what's getting me, right. And I tried to keep it plain. I tried to keep it simple for them to have a clear understanding of why the police was called. Told them I deal with people that have mental issues. Because of the police is right, and I'm telling you, it showed me that they don't listen. That you didn't hear a word I said. And know how I know that? Because when you walk over there and talk with them, and I told you the type of people I have in my program, but then you believe them more than you believe me. That ain't good. That's not good. That's not good because I'm looking at everything that could have happened off of a bunch of lies. Now, in her paper, she said she called the police. Now, by this time, I'm in the dining room, pulling out my paperwork, right? Because matter of fact, I had to grab my whole thing with the fold my paperwork in because I didn't want her to destroy my stuff. So I put it in my truck. Now I'm telling you what I had to do to make sure my stuff don't get tore up. But now all the information I have is to show people like the polices or whoever the type of work I do. But guess what? Because of them doing this and they listening to them and I'm watching them, everything I showed them did not matter. Did not. And I couldn't believe it because it's like, I'm telling you who I am. What type of people I work for with, right? I guess say work for. And you totally turn around and ignore me. That's my problem. That is my problem. Because be truthful with you, now I'm not looking at the police, the badge, and all of that. I'm looking at the human being. I'm looking at the human being. Because I done shared everything with y'all that I was supposed to let you know basically this is a business for me. And what gives you the right to tell me how to run what I do? And you know I'm gonna do my research before I even get into something. I'm going to look at what I can do and what I cannot do. My goal is to run a legit business, but none of that mattered to them. And it's like what I was saying, and I can only tell you because I'm talking to grown-ups that's supposed to be more clear-minded than some of the people that we work with. And they're lying to y'all completely. But you believe they're liars, their lies compared to the person that's helping them to get their lives together. Now, I'm going to ask one of y'all that when we go face to face again. And I want you to be honest with me and tell me why, when I didn't call y'all to get help, not just for me, but for them. I know they not like I only do that when stuff seem like it's getting out of hand. Because that's what the information tell me to do. I try to do as much as I can to bring in the peace or to calm things down. And then if I see it getting to a point that is getting out of hand, now I have to call 911. Then it talks about just the mentioning of 911 tends to make people do right. So I'll say it first, just to get them to straighten up. And then if I see it's not working, I can't do nothing but call y'all. And then when I call y'all, tell you the reason why I called you, tell you everything. And for some reason, I just don't get it. And I want somebody to tell me why. I want somebody to tell me. I want somebody to tell me why in the freak, when I call y'all and I tell y'all who I am, and y'all will turn around and take the sides of basically the client that's in a program to turn their lives around. And no matter what I said, no matter what I do, no matter what I tell you my program is built on, it's like whatever that client say means more. So my thing is, if they so right and I'm so wrong, why y'all still leaving them there? Why y'all still letting them stay there? But no, you'll turn around and tell me like the best thing for me is probably to leave. So guess what? I got two houses around there that I cannot go to. One I can go to. That was already told to me. I know that. And I'm sitting up here and I'm talking to this dude, boy. And this man, everything he's saying, basically making it seem like the clients have more power over your business. And please don't tell me that that's not what it was, because guess who stayed and who had to walk away? Me. And then not only that, I called y'all there to watch my back. Them suckers turned around, the three of them, and walked away to leave me there by myself. And I'm telling y'all the reason why I called them, so me and his family would not get the fighting. But then y'all turned and walked away. Like, fuck you. And that's the perception I got from them. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get them videos. I'm gonna get it. So they can see exactly what happened. How y'all came up. I explained to you what was what, and how y'all still turned around and ignored the reason why I even called y'all. Now guess what? You keep doing tenant landlord. They are not tenants. You should have, if you want to do the tenant landlord thing, you should have asked them to show you a lease if you want to take it there. Because y'all quick to holler, landlord, tenant, you gotta go get them evicted. You should have asked them to show you a lease. Really to prove, and I ain't talking about no damn mail. I ain't talking about no mail. Cause that don't prove nothing if you don't have a lease or some type of rental agreement. Now you got me. And I'm gonna do this all day long. I'm gonna do this all day long until probably Commissioner Harrison reach out to me. I'm gonna do an interview with Mackenzie Frost, and I'm gonna make y'all look like trash because that's how I felt. And then I felt like, look, I'm here go the brother and the sisters, right? The brother and the sister, and I say this, they say that, they say that, and then now here come the police. I'm standing there by myself, being attacked by three police. So it's like, and two clients. So it's like nothing I was saying out my mouth mattered anymore. Why? I want to know why I was left like that. When I even talked to the lady at 211 and told her why I needed the police to come out. And y'all did exactly what y'all do every time you come out. It's like the heck, I'm telling you, I'm explaining to you, and y'all do the total opposite. And I know every time I'm telling you something, you'll turn around and go to the individual that I called you to come out for, and then y'all jump right with them. And I need somebody to explain to me why. I do. I do. As human beings, I need you to explain to me why. And I need you to explain to me if I feel like something is hitting in a real dangerous place or space, something like that, or something might blow out of it negative, why do y'all feel the need to just leave it like it is? Only because y'all want it to happen or you hoping that it don't happen. But I'm already telling you that it's get ready to hit in that area. And y'all don't do nothing to try to de-escalate it. Why? What didn't happen to the police department now? What happened? Sometimes you gotta gather stuff together. You know what I mean? If I tell you, right, that I'm used to having normal conversations with them, talk, listen, answer, stuff like that. And now it's to the point that we're not doing that. it ain't that um they coming, right? Because 9 times out of 10, their medicine is something about they not balanced. Because I'm trying to tell you, because I'm used to talking to them, and we both they making sense. I would say we both being logical. That's in a way the word I was looking at too. But we having a simple conversation, real conversation. And then when it get to the point, I'm talking to you, and I see whatever I'm saying not getting through to you. Man, I know you in a state of mania. I've seen it too many times. I've seen it too much. And I know a lot of y'all seen it too much. And I'm talking about the police. Because guess what? If you got children, you married and all that, even though you in the uniform, you still a freaking human being. And you live life on life terms just like I do. Even though being a police is your profession, that's your job. But you are a human being. This woman lied to y'all like crazy, and the brother did too. They freaking lied. And I pulled up the information, making false police reports, number one, because if you would have looked at the Texas and if you looked at the police report, which you didn't, they're two different things. You know why y'all keep doing the landlord tenant thing? Because it's a housing program. But you want to sit back, and I'm telling you, they clients. This is a housing program. And the first thing y'all do, landlord tenant, they do not have a lease agreement. They do not have a rental agreement. So why would you do that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Because what y'all did, y'all gave them the ammunition to try to use what y'all said to make them to justify that. And know what? When I walked away the other day, now I got next door where her brother at. I got 5 more other people in that house. Nobody in there taking me through that. Y'all should realize when I say that is the issue. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. See, it's not clicking with y'all. The police department. I think all of y'all need to be fired, and they need to educate more people and bring them back in. Because I don't know y'all accustomed to doing what I don't know. I'm telling you, I got 5 other clients in that house. Since I brought this brother in July, he been wreaking havoc, picking with everybody because this is the chaos and the confusion they come from. Nobody, nobody. And I'm looking at the other people, right? Nobody in that house. I had to call the police for. And the other people that's in there been in there longer than the brother and the sister. But y'all don't want to hear that. I say I got 5 more people in that house. Mary is 70 years old, a white woman. Stephanie, 31, a white woman. Can you imagine the fear they going through because of this dude coming at me the way he do? They don't do that. They never came off at me like that. Because of this dude, right? Now they gotta act a certain way so he won't zap out on them in there. I'm trying to get him out the house. Y'all trying to find reasons to keep him. I should keep him. And God knows the sister. The sister came in my house October. That was the 10th month of last year, right? She came in October the 1st. I got the house September, in the middle of September. But I had to wait for them to cut the gas electric on. I had finally got the key, right? So I had to wait for them to cut the gas electric on. I had to send the lease to BGE to get the gas and electric in my name. Now this is what I'm gonna do the next time y'all come out. I'm gonna ask y'all to ask her to show y'all her lease. My BGE, strengthening the community. That's who named my gas and electric bills in. My Xfinity, Steve Copeland, to the addresses. Y'all never asked them for nothing. You never asked them for nothing. They could have been complete strangers off the street, just trying to claim the house. Y'all never asked them for no IDs. You didn't ask them for nothing. And I got everything right here to show you. But y'all believe them more than you believed me. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And the girl, right, like I said, now I got it all together. She called the police at 11:35. I called the police at 12 and told the lady that I wanted them to come and do a wellness check on her 11-year-old daughter because to make sure everything was right in the house. That's all it was. But I didn't know she had called the police at 11:35. And y'all talk totally against me without really finding out what's going on. Because y'all only could believe what she was telling you. But everything I was telling y'all was a lie. Even showing you this my housing business. They wasn't showing y'all nothing. And the police believe the clients over me. And then y'all coming at me like I'm lying to y'all. And I'm like, look, y'all know I get loud. I keep saying it because y'all know I get loud. And I know at times my behavior can seem like this nigga crazy. I already know that. But that's not, no, that's just me. And I gotta watch how I say things because when I'm right, I'm coming for you. When I feel like I'm right, and I gotta prove that point. But what kept getting me, I'm telling y'all everything. And they totally telling y'all, twisting everything I say around. Y'all never once asked them for IDs. Y'all never once asked them to show like proof of them even living there. Y'all never once. So when Mackenzie Frost come out to interview me, I'm gonna eat y'all fucking asses up. Baltimore City Police Department. Because you know why? After a while, it was like all eyes on me, and I got scared as shit. I had to tell myself, Steve, they don't know you. Calm down. Because all of a sudden, it's like y'all waiting for me to make a sudden move or something. And be honest, now I'm feeling like if I don't like humble myself, y'all gonna fucking shoot me. Why should I feel like that? Why in the fuck should I feel like that? And that's what hurts me. And I'm gonna ask y'all, why should I feel like that? Because right now, everything I ask y'all to come out and do, now it's like I'm defending my own damn self. That's what I'm talking about. And I told Mackenzie I ain't like that. This is the 5th time. And I want fucking answers. And I'm not playing. I want answers. Why do y'all tend to make a person, or I'm gonna just say me, because I can imagine y'all doing it to anybody else. And you know what? If you white, I'm gonna look at you to see if you don't. But then I had some black ones do it too, so I gotta excuse that one. But my thing is, why when I call y'all and tell y'all like I need help with some clients, And y'all come out and you diagnose them your damn self, but you don't even know why they in here. And I'm telling you though, I'm telling you. But then you go over to them, they act normal as possible. I even told the police, the brother, text me in my phone, and I'm talking about the mental behavior. Said I can make your daughter suck my dick, and this boy got daughters. And I read that. I said that right there with the police right there. I even said it with Ivan. I'm sorry, I was going to say Ivan Bates. I even said it with Colonel Russell on the phone. And then he gonna say, "Well, tell him what you said about my daughter." You tell him. Would I look like saying something about your 15-year-old or your 7-year-old in that way? And would I text you back and said, because I wanted to say something crazy, but I wanted you to know, and you already know. Your daughters is living in a house with their mother with a gang member, from what you told me. And if no, your sister told me too. And if my thing is you're not there to protect them, you get my drift? That's all I was saying. So I want you to tell them, because you tried to flip what I said, like, what you said to me. Like I made a statement about your daughters like that. Heck to the no. Because I know you would have showed them. And then again, I got girls. Why would I do that? And my goal is to protect my girls. But the only reason why that didn't penetrate as deep, because somebody said that to me before. And I noticed a lot of you chumps, and you only saying it because you looking for a response from me. But the thing is, be honest, if I was the old person, don't try it. Now understand, I had to take it like that. It was words, because over 30 years ago, I'm telling you, I do not play in making certain little statements about, stuff like that. So one, in order for you to say that, you had to find my daughter attractive. Number one, chump. You think I ain't know that? You know I ain't know that? And then she came at you hard. Because she told you that why you living off her father and not paying your way. So do you think you the type of dude that she would even try to talk to? And she 23 and you 34. You living with somebody else to put your life together, and you're not paying your way. So why do I need to keep you there? Then your sister said I was on the phone and she heard this lady voice. Right, one, I was on the phone with Dr. J, because I needed somebody to hear her, how she was in there going off while I was trying to talk to her. See, I needed like a witness, even though she can hear. That's why I had to call somebody, so that somebody credible to me, that I can let them hear what's going on. So when I need you as a witness, even though you wasn't there, you was able to share because of your experience in working with people like this too. Then I called Melvin the other night with the police is right there. So I'm saying right now, my clients have to sign up for my mental health program. Told the police all this. Told the police all this. So when you come into my housing, you got to sign up for mental health, right? The goal is just to get you stable balance and to deal with some of those issues that you running away from, that kind of trigger your mind into going into certain spaces in life. You think I don't know nothing about chemical imbalance, man? Come on, come on, come on. Some people need medication for it. Some people need to focus. Even if you taking medication for, I'm gonna say, schizophrenia, bipolar, stuff like that, as long as you being balanced out, that's fine. But when you feel yourself going into like this little hollow space, you gotta focus on positive stuff, positive stuff, positive stuff. And guess what? A lot of psychiatrists and therapists won't tell you that. They won't teach you the methods of working up out of certain areas in your emotional and mental state. But I can tell you, because now, mind you, reason why I'm saying this, because when I came into recovery, I had to do step work, or I had to go back in my past to find out what went on in my past, what trauma that I suffered from, that I started reaching out to the weed, the alcohol, the dope, the cane to sedate whatever trauma I was dealing with from the past. And that was my way of coping with it in the here and now. So I had to go back. And if you talking with me compared to your therapist, your psychiatrist, or whoever, right, I'll take you back. That's why I don't do credentials. That's why I don't do book study. You know why? Because I was taught on a personal level how to do a self inventory. That's all the psychiatrist is going to have you do, or the therapist. But now, if you don't trust them, I already know this. If you don't trust your psychiatrist, if you don't trust your therapist, you will not be honest with them. So for me, when you come in my life, the goal is to teach you how to be true to you first, where you won't have a problem opening up to your therapist or your psychiatrist. Ain't he bad? This boy bad. This boy bad. Know why? Because I had other people to work with me, to help me with me. So the only thing I'm doing is teaching you what was taught to me. I didn't get this from no book studies as far as, educational wise. I had to use this came with personal experience and a little book knowledge too. Give it to the book. Because I had to understand how to do these things. I'm real good. Tomorrow, I have 30 years clean. So I use the tools. I use the tools, the spiritual principles. I'm going to say the godly morals. I mean, moral principles. I want to say godly morals, values, and principles, right? That's what I use to help me stay focused. And whenever I go on track, I just have to use them again to stay focused. Y'all biggest thing is, look, we fall down, but we get back up, right? We fall down, but you supposed to get back up. That means when I fall down in certain areas of my life, it's not just easy to say you just get back up. You got to do a process that you work on and getting back up and standing up. Didn't no goddamn book tell me this. And I'm talking as far as education wise. No. I know people spend a lot of money to be able to talk where I'm at. But then you can spend a lot of money, but have you actually experienced what you went and got your degrees for? So if you went and got your degrees in certain areas, but you have not experienced it, you only going off of what you was taught. How to touch certain areas, how to break certain things down. So it's like you have not experienced what you teaching. And it's a certain curriculum that you follow. I'm gonna tell you this. This is my thing. If I have not experienced whatever you going through, shut your mouth, Steve. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And this is not to knock the doctors and therapists and stuff like that that never really experienced it. Because you study to understand how to break certain things down. I can explain it to you. That's the difference between my personal and you being taught, and your knowledge of being taught, your education and learning it. I break it right down for you. You know why? Because I live it. I live it. Tell you how the pain was, how I used to act in it. Then I can tell you when enough was enough, how I got to the point I had to surrender. I had to let it go. But then if you want me to take you a little deeper, in order for me to stop doing something that's slowly killing me, now I gotta learn to cuddle me. Cause I gotta show me love. You don't deserve to keep doing that to yourself, Steve. And that's a process to work out of itself. Can your knowledge tell you that? Can your book curriculum tell you that? And you want to come up against me? How do you think? Where do you think they got that information from to put them in books? You ain't never think about that, did you? All that knowledge. This is my motto right here, right? You know why the police, is our politicians and all of them cannot slow down a lot of the stuff that's going on in Baltimore City? You know why they can't do it? Well, somewhat. You got to understand the criminal mind. And I'll tell them. They don't want to hear. Because once again, see, they trying to figure out. And when they can't connect the dots, right, they intellectually, they feel like they powerless and helpless and hopeless. No, you're not. You got to understand the criminal mind. In order to work with a snake, you kind of like got to be a snake. Because you'll better understand that other snake. That's why I tell y'all, if you need me, call me. I've been out of that lifestyle for almost 30 years now. Tomorrow. I know how to lie. I know how to manipulate. I know how to cheat. I know how to do all that. I know how to be honest. I know how to be open minded. But guess what? If I want to commit a crime today, and I tell y'all like this, the goal is not to get caught. Why in the hell I'm going to go do something that I know it can line me in jail, right? But I'm going to go do it. So when I do, now mind you, because I'm saying I'm going to go do it, because now I'm in my head and I'm thinking about ways and means to go do it, but not get caught. That's what they missing. That's why I tell them, I said, if you need me, call me. I don't live like that no more. But because of how I used to live and the way God worked, God helps me see like before, back then, and now. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I have worked through certain things to come out of and not do it again a day at a time for almost 30 years. Not 6 months later. Look, not 2 months later. I got some years behind not doing that no more. So now I can tell you, if you want to know how we can do certain things to slow it down, get the murder rate, the homicide rate under 200. But you know what they doing now? As long as they killing each other in the inner city like they killing each other, we ain't worried about that. We gonna act like we worried about it. That's what made me mad. Cause I started seeing that actually they turned their backs. And I be saying this with y'all. I be giving y'all examples. The cameras we have in Baltimore City, if the police department really want to use that stuff to resolve a lot of murders and stuff like that, homicide, kidnappings, or whatever. I mean, because I thought about sex trafficking when I said kidnapping, right? They can go right into the cameras in the neighborhoods. They don't want to do it. That plane is just what we got. But see, we got all the stuff to slow this down, the tools and everything. Now, remember when Warren Brown family members, somebody got killed? I don't know if it was stepson or somebody. They found the person. They used the tools. T.J. Smith. I think one of his family members or somebody got killed. They found the person. They just used the tools. Your family member get killed, your family member get killed, your family member get killed, your family member get killed. If you eyewitness this and you seen that, call this number right here, because y'all know they ain't gonna call. Now you got Baltimore City polices running around in fear of their own freaking life. Because the young kids don't have no respect for you no more. Y'all want to help slow it down? Call me. Sit with me. Because what I'll do, I'll go into that mindset of how I live like that. And I will, once I'm there, I will begin to share with you what we can do to slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Some going to stop because they don't want to go to jail. And some going to keep on because they really don't give a freak. Stuff like that. But now those are the ones. And I ain't saying that they have committed murders. Some of them might have committed murders. But you don't know. So the whole goal is to just teach them to stop. Now you can go in and find out like how many bodies or people they might have killed. You can do all that. But 9 times out of 10, if your evidence is not good, they're not gonna tell you. They're not. They'll let you do your work. And then you gotta remember this. And this how I see it. It ain't a freaking thing. And I'm talking about like a murder or something like that. Before it happens, I can guarantee you at least 5 people already know it's gonna take place. You know why? Because we talk. We talk. Because we kind of brag about certain things first. We talk. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go do that. That nigga made me mad. Blah, 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 blah. We'll talk. And then later, we do. And then we'll turn around and say, he was serious. He was serious about doing this. He was serious about doing that. Or they was. Because they talk. They talk. And y'all will sit back and call them like cowards and this and that. No, they're not. Mm-mm. I'm the coward. I'm the coward. Because I don't want to go to jail, so I ain't going to go do it. It takes balls to do stuff like that. I'm telling y'all. And really don't care as a human being. It takes balls to go out there and shoot somebody's what son or daughter or cousin and all of that, knowing whoever you shooting, they know who you is, and they can come back and get you or yours. Y'all think they don't know? Come on. But that's not how y'all see it. When you on that side of things. Because when you know the law, once they commit the crime, now you know the law, which law will better fit that crime. But what about doing stuff, trying to do stuff in the process of intervening before they do it? We ain't gonna help everybody. That's why I say call me. And I'm here. And I'm gonna tell you this. I would rather see even my own family member. I would rather see them behind bars than dead. Sometimes you just gotta take that route to save a life. And I'm saying this to that mother. I'm saying this to that father. And for that father to know that they say like there's sons out there wreaking havoc through the city. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I've been there. That's why I said I thank God that my kids came after God brought me out. That's one thing for me I don't have to really worry about. But now, right now, I'm very disappointed in Baltimore City Police Department. And I'm trying to be a little open-minded about it because the people that fed them all of this misinformation, and I told them that's why they should have listened. Because when I called you for a reason. Now, this is a client, right? This is a client in my housing program. Went and got a order on me, which is in my housing program. So basically, because the police took her to get it, how can I serve my client? Why am I going to hurt her or anybody if my goal is to help turn your life around? Help you, get your life together and turn your life around. How in the hell is that me threatening somebody? And y'all fell for it and took her right downtown. Because the police came and got her while I was in the dining room. I knew somebody picked her up. I knew that, but I didn't know it was the police. And took her downtown while I was in my dining room where I do my live studio. But I'm such a danger. You dumb fuck. And you took her right down there and filled out them false fucking papers. Did you ask her for a lease to the house that she was in? To lease keep me away. That's my program house. That lease is in my name. So if you want me to do this again, that's my house. It's the lease is in my name. But you believed everything she said. So guess what? I want her to prove everything she said. Because I felt like y'all did a sloppy job. That's why I'm mad. And then not only that, I'm looking at the bull junk that could have happened to me going off of fucking lies. Now I don't have no fear of nobody maybe, gonna kill me or something. But when I'm right there in front of police and you give me that feeling, and I'm like, uh-oh, Steve. And guess what? If you kill me, they're gonna justify it and make it right. Cause I get loud as shit. So I'm like, and I know you probably like, oh, this nigga's acting up, boom, boom, boom. And I'm steady trying to tell y'all, no, I'm not. This is you shoot me 16 times. This is my passion. This how I am. Boom, 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 boom. I told y'all. And then when you investigated, you'll find out they lied. And I'm gone. Once you really have an understanding of my program, you understand this man putting his life on the line to help people against bull jump. But then when I feel like the police coming at me now, that's not a good feeling. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it. I am. I'm going to talk about it. Because I want y'all suckers to open up your mind and pay more attention when you come out to people. It's like every time I call y'all for help, I'm turn around, I'm the target. And I called y'all for help. How the hell that happened? If I called you for help, if I called you, I gotta tell you the reason why I called you and why you here. And then you'll walk over to the people, and I know they're gonna lie to you. I know it. I done seen it too many times, even with my wife. And y'all turned against me. And I'm trying to talk. I'm talking. Look, I'm calling this person, calling that person, and I'm telling them the reason why I want you to come. And then the guy, right, last night, the police gonna be like, well, where's your lease, right? Where's the lease? Then the brother right there in the door, right? So I said, oh, you want to see the lease? Because I ain't got it on me. So I go to get it. They like, no, 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 no. I said, you want to see the lease? But it's okay for him to stay right there without a lease. That's fucked up. And I told you, I said, I'm going to go get the lease. No, well, you haven't. You see how I became the problem? When I called y'all so that we can kind of like, don't let it go in a certain area. Why am I going to call you? One, to tell you that the reason why I called you, because I don't want this brother and sister. I'm going to have to fight them. So I need your protection. I told them that. And they started listening to them, and all of a sudden, I became the problem. It's like everything I said, it didn't matter. It didn't matter about why I called. It did not matter. Then the brother told the police that the sister got a protection out of a stairway protection order in my housing program. You are in my housing program. Why they didn't take her out? She can't stay there, so why are you gonna tell me I can't come in my business? But you're gonna say she can. Then I told him, I said, I got 3 more clients in there. So what am I gonna do? You know what he said? Have him call you. That's my place of business. So you mean to tell me I gotta stay away because a client that I brought in to help put her into her own place. But now I'm this no good, rotten ass person that's a threat to the client. And I got 3 other people there. And next door I got 5, 6, and her brother. But I'm the problem. I had Mary and Stephanie for a little over a year now. And Mary and Stephanie came from Ricerstown Road. Now they ready to go get their place. But I'm the problem. And what I'm trying to understand or try to be nice about, because none of you suckers know what I do. But your police commissioner do. Your mayor do. A lot of other lieutenants and all of that that's around Baltimore City know what I do. Y'all just don't. Our council members know what I do. Some of our delegates know what I do. Y'all just don't. But now I'm the problem because they telling y'all stuff because they ain't got nowhere to go. So they fighting. They fighting. They fighting. Why in the hell? If you do not, if you in my program and you feel like you need to complain, like this not right, that's not right, you don't have to do that. You can go. My clients are not obligated to stay. You can go. If you don't like this, you can go. The police tell them they can stay. You complaining about me, you can go. Why did you take that woman down there to fill out a protection order to keep me away when that's all she had to do was go? She's not. I don't have nothing like that can keep you. And this is what I'm going to let y'all know. Because what y'all did, y'all took a temporary situation, no obligations or no paper to sign. If you unhappy, you can go. If you feel like you're not getting the proper help you need, you can go. And they telling y'all certain things and y'all listening, but you gonna tell them they gotta stay. I kept telling them that's not how this is. And then they go landlord tenant stuff, and then the guy gonna mention something about like the projects or whatever, something like the government places. And I'm listening to him, right? And I'm like, that's not what I do, bro. And see, my thing is from where I'm at right now, I wanna make y'all look dumb as shit. And I'm mainly looking at you, Commissioner Harris. I am. Because I'm looking at you as the overseer. You know what I mean? And then I'm looking at the polices now, right? And I'm looking at, to me in my mind, or the way I'm saying it now, y'all fall for any damn thing. Let's be honest. That woman lied to y'all. She lied like a motherfucker. And not that she lied to y'all. Everything she wrote was nothing about what we was texting. To show y'all this, the guy Jerome works around the church. The police officer knew Jerome. He knew Jerome. He was talking with Jerome. And I told him, I said that the same lady that got the protection order out on, I mean the stairway order out on me, I said she hit Jerome. Flew right over his damn head. And I told him I filed papers on her for hitting Jerome. Flew right over his damn head. Flew right over his damn head. Now Jerome lives in my program house. So you know Jerome was homeless. Jerome came out the house, brought me over envelope with the rest of his rent money for January, which is supposed to have been around the first. And the police talked to him like, because he been saying around the church, cool dude. Now, she went and made false accusations against me. She never once said nothing about she hit Jerome. But if they look at our Texas that day, I brought that up to her. Because I said if I wanted to, I could have had you arrested when you hit him. Because see, now I seen you hit him. So I understand if y'all in there tussling before I get there because I don't see that part. So, I'm a listen to you now, but I don't know exactly who's telling the truth, who's not, because nobody banged up or nothing. But yes, I watched her hit Jerome because she told Jerome. Then by this time, I'm back towards the laundry room to make sure all the trash out. And I heard her tell Jerome, you keep running off with your mouth, I'm going to hit you. And she hit him. She took her slippers off and she hit him. Now, I was shocked Jerome didn't whoop that tail. And she had on this low, like a t-shirt, right? like a t-shirt with no sleeves, and it was kind of long. And be honest with you, I don't know if I should say it, because y'all reading the stuff wrong. It looked like she ain't had no drawers on. Looked like she ain't had no drawers on. They wasn't hanging down where you could, see the shorts. And I guarantee you any amount of money, she ain't had none on. And that's how she walks through the house. I was told that by another female. But now mind you, I never seen it. So now I'm in the house. And when she hit Jerome, I thought Jerome was gonna start tussling her and everything. And I was gonna see her naked tail. Cause I'm telling you, the shorts, it was a t-shirt, basically. And it looked like she probably had nothing on under it. Why would you walk around that house with three men in it? And then your 11-year-old daughter in there too. Why would you walk around like that? You invited Jerome into your bedroom to watch Netflix. Why did you invite Jerome into your bedroom? Y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be going into each other's rooms. I make all that clear. No hanky panky in here too. Let me straighten that out. And I let him know that. Don't come in here like, I might have females in there. I'm bringing you in. Don't start trying to, call it trying to sleep with nobody in here. Don't do that. Because if I find out, you're going to go. So this female, you in the house with men. Now, I only worked with you and your daughter because you was living with your daughter and your oldest daughter, you needed somewhere to go. I wouldn't do that. Like, women and children, stuff like that with men. Normally I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. But now if it seemed like it's an extreme type emergency thing, then I'll work with you. But normally, no, I would not do that. No. Um, and in this house, I felt a little bit more comfortable with working with like a mother and a child or something like that. But now she walking around the house. And Jerome had told me 2 days before she even told me what happened. And it wasn't like she was complaining, she was just talking. But Jerome, when he told me, he was mad because he thought he was going to get a hit. And he found out it wasn't like that. And he was mad at her. And so when he talked to me, he was like frustrated. He was mad because he was led on and it didn't go through. And then I linked on his ass because y'all not supposed to be in each other's room. You know it. So now, mind you, he's telling me, but I'm like, you wrong, boy. You wrong. Just running things down to him because she can come back and say anything. So like a day or two later, right? She started telling me like just casually talking type thing, not realizing he had already told me. But then she flipped it that he came in there, her door was unlocked. She was laying in the bed in the bathrobe, right? In the bed, and she was naked. She ain't had no clothes on under her robe. And see, Jerome ain't say all that. Jerome said she invited him in the room, and how people cuddle up. So she had his head on his shoulder, so it made him feel like she trying to go. Now, mind you, again, I don't know who telling the truth, but Jerome told me first, and when she told me, it wasn't like she was mad or anything. She just, and he had the nerve to blah blah blah. But then she said she told me she invited him in her room to watch Netflix. And the other night when I was there and she was like out of her space, from what she told me, her daughter was gone. Her daughter was it was like a weekend thing. Her daughter go away on the weekends. But then when she was in the hall in the state she was in, she said something about my daughter had just left for school and blah blah blah. And I'm like, wait, hold. That's not now I ain't saying that, but I'm just going back over our conversation. So now she's trying to make it seem like as her daughter left the house, this when Jerome came in. And I'm like, that's not what you were saying at first. Now, if you come into somebody's housing program and they tell y'all don't go in each other's room, right? Because we don't really want to mix y'all together like that. Don't get it wrong. We don't. I don't even want men and women in the house together if I can separate that light. But it all depends on the circumstances that I will work with you. And then I'm going to tell you, right? Do not go in each other's room. And everybody cooks for themselves. Everybody clean up after themselves. They do not supposed to touch food that's in the refrigerator that don't belongs to you. Now, when it comes to like milk, juice, and stuff like that, you ask the person if it's okay because that might not be in the bag. But anything in the bag you don't touch. That's somebody else's stuff. But now, if you touch something, just put it back. Because sometimes people might put milk in there or put juice in there, and it's more like for the house if somebody wants some. But if you touch it, put it back. You know, when you got a little extra and you out, get a milk or get a juice, put it back. You know, stuff like that. I ate what's your name cookies one day, and I just put it back. Because normally I tell them don't do certain things, but I happened to see the sweets right, and he came in, because I call myself eating a few, like two. So little by little, I was picking, and he was like, "It's all right, Mr. Steve," which I know because guess what? I'm gonna bring you another box back, and the goal is I try to get you more, because that's my way of saying I appreciate you. But for the most part, no, I don't. I don't. Only way I do that because by me being a diabetic and my tail didn't eat and I might need something sweet to nibble on. So then I have to ask, do somebody got something around, you know? But other than that, I'm not gonna touch your stuff and don't put it back, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's what I tell him. And he wasn't there for me to ask, but we happened to see the cookies up there, and that's the one day we was doing our little show. So I just made sure I replaced his buy him a whole new one, even though we didn't eat the whole thing. But that's what I'm trying to get them to understand too. If you take something, it's out in the opening like that, just replace it. And then you can let whoever it is know that I grabbed a couple of this and that. That's all. That's all. Because I know people gonna do that from time to time. They're gonna touch stuff that don't belong to them. But you don't have to lie about it. You can let that person know that like if somebody had a pizza in there, the guy smelled somebody downstairs cooking his pizza, the young boy. And he ain't going to see who it was. It was Dre. I know it was Dre because Dre normally eat people food, but that's the one that was threatening to beat the young boy up. I ain't gotta lie. You know why? Because he texted me and told me, Mr. T, you stay taking my thought. And he's doing it. I said, are you sure he's touching it? No, but he's taking my thought. He's taking my thought. It's okay. See, my thing is when you don't really know who's taking it, that's all you got to do is tell them, stop. They know the rules. Just remind them. They already know. Sometimes you got to remind them. If they taking your stuff, just say, y'all know what Mr. C rules is. That's all. If you don't wash your dishes and stuff, and y'all know who dishes it is, just tell them, clean your dish. Mr. Steve said we got to clean up after ourselves. The sign is right there. That's all. But now when I come in on a Monday and I see you had a cooking pan in a pot on that Monday, And I come back in there that Wednesday and I see that mess on the sink. Oh, I'm coming. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Because you let it sit there for about 3 days. And then I'll say, who did this? Then the finger's being pointed. Okay. I know who did it. I know who did it. Because I watched you cook. And then you might have burnt a little something, right? So you let it soak in the water for a couple of days. So I already seen it. And then they'll start washing it. Because I said, who did this? Now, they already gonna tell me. They might have told me the day before or something like that, right? That what's your name and them left that dirty pot right there. Now people cleaning around now or cooking around them because they don't want to clean that mess. And now I have to correct that. And certain people, I will tell them it's okay to say something because if you getting frustrated, they doing it all the time. I'm not there to see that like that. Y'all in here is two things I'm gonna do. If I make a complaint, I'm complaining about it, right? And I see it's there. I'm going to end up washing it because that's what I did. It was times I came in and I started washing the dishes. And then I tell them like this, let me keep coming in here. And y'all done cook something and the pot's dirty. You know what I started doing? Throwing that shit away. I started throwing the pots and stuff away. I said, y'all want to be smart? You don't want to clean behind yourself? I started throwing it away. I said, y'all going to be microwaving your food. And y'all going to be eating out of bowls and stuff. Y'all don't clean your mess. Come on, y'all not going to do this house like that. Y'all not gonna do it. When I was in that house, I would come in like every day. So I'm wiping the dust down my desk, so I'm keeping stuff clean. Now that I started going over to the other house, that house didn't take as much to do to get it the way I liked it, right? Because it's nice. So now I'm looking at people, they might wash the dish, they got them in the trays, in the dish thing, right? But the water's still sitting in there. Then you got the rag in there. And y'all know that'll start stinking. So now I got to put some bleach in there. I got to put some new water in there. Because now I got to make sure that you get that stench out the dish rag or throw it away. I come back in. Now this the house next door. I come back in. Normally they clean it over there. And I'm seeing little things out of place. And I don't like. You say you got OCD, but I can't tell. That's my stuff. I ain't got OCD, but I will wipe stuff down anyway. And then again, too, it's like that's my house. And I want it to stay clean. Real simple. And I feel like if you don't want to be and I directly know it's you that's doing certain things, I'm going to start throwing hints. Because you're not going to be in here and be irresponsible. The goal is for you to turn your life around. And it starts with little stuff like that. So it'll let me see, one, you pay your rent on time every month, right? I see you ain't gonna have a problem with paying your bills. Now, if you buying your own stuff like you supposed to, because it's independent living. So I know you got soap, toilet paper, toothpaste, the regular stuff like that. And it's normally in your room. Dish detergent, all that. Now I'll buy a thing of dish detergent and put down in there for some other people that might not stack up on stuff like everybody else do. And Dre is one. He don't have no money to buy a lot of that stuff. So he asks everybody else for stuff. But then he'll make it seem like I'm the man. I make sure I got this. I make sure I got that. I'm like, yeah, right. Because it's teaching him, to be honest with you, how to be more responsible and productive. So when you leave the housing program, I know you're ready to be on your own. And to me, when I see that, in a way, I ain't got to worry about you like slipping back in, slipping behind again. That's all. That's what the program is about, helping you turn the quality of your life around. I told the police all that. It didn't even matter. See, that's what got me, because I know what I do, right? And to help people with their lives, right? And for people to sit around like I'm a scam, I'm this and I'm that. Now, mind you, she only did this December. She wanted to get her daughter some stuff for Christmas. So I kind of knew that she wanted to take the little regular rent money that she give me to try to get a gift or two, right? So I was paid after Christmas. I tried to be all right with it, okay. Now, y'all hear what I'm saying, right? All of this is in our texts, our texting back and forth talking. None of that is on the paper. None of it. None of our communication that day. And then when I did read through it to see did I say anything like harmful or threatening, why am I going to threaten you when I know you normally pay your stuff? It was only December that put y'all behind. So why am I going to threaten you when I know you normally pay your stuff? I just felt like because of you just paying like at the end of the month rather than the first of the month like you normally do, because she gets her stuff like in between the 26th, 27th. You just paying me the 26th or 27th for December. So actually the money for December that they just paying me actually go for January. But now you just cleaning up December. So now I gotta wait another, not the first, second, third. Now I gotta wait once again until you get your check on the 27th. And I know that. I know that, right? Because that's the only way she can give it. And I'm like, y'all screwed up, not me. Y'all screwed up because you paid December at the end. I had already paid the guy because I told him I was going to give him his money. So when my money come, I'll send him his money and I'll send the other guy his money from on Cash App. So it's basically paid. I'm just collecting from y'all, which y'all supposed to normally pay to put back into my money. So I just said I'm not gonna keep doing it. I'm not gonna keep taking out my money when y'all supposed to actually pay for these places yourself. Now that's why I rent property so that they can have a roof over their head until they're able to move forward. Now, if you get a SSI check, now you can at least pay 500. I know that much. I'm not trying to take all your money, but I'm not gonna come out because I don't get government money. So basically, if I rent something, I'll put clients in to maintain everything. And if you start falling behind, yes, I have to go in my pocket to straighten it out. And I know that. But when it's three of y'all, playing catch up now, kind of make me think you convinced them to do like your brother. Your brother been in my housing program since July the 24th. In August, he only gave me like 100 here and 100 there. And then he didn't give me nothing for a while. Then he would give me 100 here. Then he got a whole check when I got him the job down Second Chance. He got a whole check. Didn't call me or nothing. Now, mind you, he probably like a couple of months behind now. But it wasn't the money. I was trying to help him. He ain't call me, said, Mr. D, I got this, I got that. Now, his sister told me. He went and got his fronts out the pawn shop Went and got his hair cut. He was Superman for one day, but he didn't pay. And then his excuse was, um, he came to the house, but the house he was in, I was over next door. He seen the truck, but he told me I should have came looking for him so he could pay me. I'm like, what? I don't go looking for nobody. Normally when they got it, they like, Mr. Steve, come and get your stuff. You know, something like that. No, you had your money. You didn't even least offer me $50, $25, something. But he switched it around on me. I'm like, bro. And then he had lost his job too. So I understood all that. Understood all that, right? He had lost the job. I said, that's all you had to do was talk to me. That's all you gotta do is be honest with me. I understand stuff happen. He was like a son to me. He like my son. That's why not that he was a son, it was something there that I kept trying to work with. You know, because I told him, I said, normally you wouldn't be in here, but there's something there. And I tried to work with him. And this is the result right here, what I'm getting. For him to turn around and say, after he seen my daughter and she jumped at him, right? Where your sister at? This my 23-year-old, right? Where your sister at? Because she hear her talking trash to me, right? From upstairs down. Because my daughter, she wasn't coming to fight her, but she was coming to let her know, y'all are too old for this. This is a 23-year-old. You've been in my father's program for what, about 6 months? And you have not paid him what you're supposed to give him each month. And he's been really working with you. So she linked on him about that. 23-year-old. And he turned around, right? Because the first thing in his mind, they come to fight my sister. No, they didn't come to fight your sister. They came to watch over their father. Because they know their father has been helping you and your sister, and y'all taking advantage. And my 22-year-old too. And little Steve. They was the only two saying something to them because my father, like, you know, he really cared for you and your sister. And he's trying to watch out for y'all. And look how y'all treating my father. Because they kept telling me, put about dad, they ain't pay, put about. And I knew all that. And I knew what I had to do. I had to eventually try to get them out. But I knew I wasn't going to be able to put them out without a fight. And I don't mean no physical this and that. I'm trying to ignore that. But I'm talking about this right here, what we're going through. And then they steady lying to the police. They lying. I pulled their folders out. Why would I have folders on people in a house if it's not a program? You see why I'm saying what I'm saying? Because I'm showing them and I'm telling them everything, and I'm letting them know why I gotta do what I gotta do. The only thing, because you telling me you can't, but you can. You can. If it's no more than take a walk, you can tell them to leave. Because I've seen it done plenty of times. I thought maybe because of the consent decree that they couldn't do certain things. Your own sergeant told me, Mr. Copeland, the reason why they didn't tell them to leave, because they didn't want to do the paperwork. So your sergeant lying? Your actions prove right here. Because some stuff, after you tell somebody to go, you might have to write something up in case something else come back. Y'all just don't, to me right now, the way I'm looking at the Baltimore City Police Department, y'all just don't want to do your job. And then it helps me to see too why the murder rate is up more, then it helps me to see, because guess what? Prime example, I'm over there in Pennsylvania North. I'm watching the police car right there, watching them selling death. And y'all don't do nothing. They breaking the law in front of your face. Y'all don't do nothing. Nothing. How can you, knowing they breaking the law, how could you just do that and watch them? And let me throw a piece of paper on the ground. Y'all ready to jump out the car and shoot me. And y'all gonna hear my big mouth. I'm gonna get ready to get off because this is an hour and a half. But y'all gonna hear my big mouth every time I get a chance. Fox 45 News, Channel 11, community events, y'all gonna hear my mouth. Yup, yup. Because I think that's sad. This is the 5th time I called the police. Let them know what I do, ran everything down to them, but it seemed like nothing mattered. But you went over to the people that I told you that I help and, try to help them put their life back in order. So when you buck in my housing program, what else I'm going to do? If you fighting me and you just holding up space, come on. That's not what this about. So y'all made excuses for them to hold up space. And there's so many people out there looking for a place to lay their head that's willing to, do what they got to do to turn their lives around. But y'all gonna tell me I got to keep them anyway because of landlord tenant. I'm not the owner. That's what she said. She said, he's not the owner. He's not the owner. I said, no. Basically, I'm leasing it, right? I'm renting it. I was getting ready to say, what, landlord? No, but no, my friend is the landlord, but I'm leasing the house from him. You see how that even get me twisted up? Because they steady saying, landlord tenant thing. No. If I don't pay, yes, Mike can evict me. But Mike is not going to evict me. You know why? Because he's in Florida in college. And he wanted to make sure somebody got his place that will really watch over his place for him. So why and I pay him. I pay him every month. So why would eviction notice be on the door? She lied. I'm telling y'all she lied. Said eviction was on the door. And I'm sitting back saying to myself, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Now I'm paying Mike, so I know ain't no eviction gonna be on the door because he don't want his house not being occupied. So he don't trust nobody else because the guy that he did have in there that he was leasing, like the house manager, I'm gonna just say that, stole his TVs off the wall and everything. The guy went and changed the locks out and stuff. So once he did that, he dropped the key in, so I was able to go in after that. But I think before I went in, I had called to get the BGE on. So I had to end up sending them the lease and everything. Now Mike is up in Florida, so he emailed me the lease and everything. So once he did that, I was able to forward it over to BGE to get the gas and electric on because it was a real high bill on it, and they wanted to make sure that it wasn't the same person trying to put it in another name. See, she don't know all that. She don't know nothing about that. Talking about she was reaching out to the owner. Mike is the owner, and believe me, he's the owner. But I think he's buying the house too from somebody else. So he's buying the house because he had asked me that I wanted to buy the house. But he was asking for like 50,000. I'm like, hell no, I ain't paying no damn 50,000 for nothing like that. Not in that part of the neighborhood too. Maybe 20, 25. Well, not 20, 20, 25, but 25, 30,000. I even told him to work with me, like rent to own. But I think he trying to sell it and just make a little profit off it. And see, she don't know. Man, this man went looking for houses together too. She gonna sit up there and talk about, cause it's not his house and the landlord and he ain't the owner. Look, she wasn't saying I was like the landlord. I don't even want to say that because I'm renting the house. Mike is the landlord. So I'm more like the tenant, right? So she telling the police, he don't own this house. No, no, no. I'm leasing the house. I know I don't own the house. I'm telling them. He don't own the house. He can't tell nobody what to do. That's what she said, because I don't own the house. This is my program house. Like Mike said, right, because I was trying to call Mike. He said, next time, call him. Yeah, just tell the police that you know, uh, well, I'm getting ready to say, well, leasing it for my program. He already know what I wanted it for. And then down the basement, right, you can see where he got the frame up to like make 2 bedrooms. I got the wood in the hallway to do that, so I can actually make a profit. Make it a program. Yeah, I mean more rooms. I'm looking at trying to maybe do one now. Maybe. Dang, I should have grabbed. I'm gonna grab my cup for some water. So see, she don't know nothing, and she running off of her mouth. She running off of her freaking mouth. And this what he was doing anyway, because he was leasing rooms. And I'm sitting up here, man. I would just do like what I'm doing, blah blah. I'm thinking that's the best way to go. And then I'm looking at the hell these people give me. Oh, the hell this brother and sister taking me through, right? And I'm like to myself, because they trying to do the landlord tenant thing. And I know it's a struggle with them to do certain things. So I'm like, I'm glad I ain't take that route. But God dang it, everybody want me to take the route. And I'm talking about the police. When I'm telling them that's not what I do. But you're gonna tell me which what I need to do. And that's not what my thing is all about. That's all I'm trying to say. But now I can't get over that, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on for a minute, please. Sorry. You know, um, nothing happened by accident, right? So I'm just trying to see, is God allowing this to happen so that I can talk about certain things that's not really happening for our people through the police department? Because it's the reason why it's happening. And that's what I was telling somebody the other day. I said, maybe God is trying to either show how, and I'm looking at the polices. I'm trying to think of the word because I keep saying I showed them everything basically to let them know this is like a housing program that I had. And when you look at the word like temporary housing, and it will tell you too that basically the same way landlord tenant is, right? You have to go through that. But that's basically based on like the eviction process of that. But there's several ways to evict a person without going through all that. So I'm going to take the shorter way because I need money to maintain these houses. So I can't let you stay here like after a month or so and don't pay your way because I have to pay on these properties. So now, be honest with you, the way I'm looking at it, the money that I'm getting from the guys now, I can actually put it towards this for February. But now, what about the gas and electric? What about the Xfinity bill? So it's going to cut me short from certain things. So now I have to hurry up and calculate, okay, when February comes, this man got to have his money. If not, I'm going to have to bring my people out of there. Because it was to the point that 3 of them wasn't paying. Because all of them are now trying to straighten out January. And it's the 25th. So it ain't like I'm saying nothing wrong. I ain't lying. I sent Jerome a message. I'm like, okay, because I know he in that house with her. And I think she trying to convince them basically to do what she doing. So I'm kind of one, like I sent Jerome the message because you not responding back to my texts and stuff. If you got plans on moving, you let me know. So that way I know to hurry up and get somebody else in. Because I got to get these people their money. Now, mind y'all, I'm sharing this with y'all. They know. I'm talking about like my clients. But they'll tell the police something totally different. Like I'm coming for them for whatever reason. That's why you need to keep your little butt from behind me like that. Damn, this made me trip. Um, Now all of this, because I called the police to get help with some people. All of this. Why? I went downtown to do the eviction notice. The lady told me, now, if I want like the back payments, that could take up to 60 days for the eviction notice because they're trying to give them time to correct the money. I said, oh no, 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 no. I don't want that long. So it's not about the money. Now, if you're a month behind, because it's month to month, it's month to month. So I give you 30 days to get out, to move. By that 31st day, you should be gone. But if you're not gone, then I gotta go file the paper. This is how it is. I'm telling you, this is how it go. But if you don't know, you don't know. So now, why do I want to wait 2 months now and not getting money? Because I need the money to pay for the property, right? So I'm searching. I'm looking for stuff because I know Even though you might bump up against the wall, it's always other ways of doing stuff, or shorter way. So now I run across the 14-day vacate. I can give you that myself. Either way, anything I give you, I gotta even do it verbally first, because that's just to let you know that you're gonna have to leave. So I can just tell you that. I don't have to write nothing out. I can just tell you that because I'm letting you know the amount of time that I'm gonna give you to go. It's only when you fight that now I have to do what I gotta do and bring in the law. It tells you. Read it, read it, read it. And see, some of it won't explain everything to you, but if you keep reading it from section to section, and then you'll go, okay, this is the one that fits the type of stuff I'm doing better. That's all it is. So I'm telling you, because you telling me one thing, which I understand, landlord tenant. Number one, let's keep in mind, this is not a landlord tenant thing, agreement. So I have to get you to move away from that one first in order for you to understand I can do this right here. And I really don't have to go downtown. I can put a 14-day notice on your door. And if you ain't gone by the 15th day, I can bring some people in and toss you out. But it'll tell you too, right? Um, because, when people take matters in their own hand, it tends to break out horribly. So now either you're going to come in and you're going to do it the way you do it, which you can, or you're going to go and do it the right way with the the legal action stuff. Because now you want them to do what you don't want to do, and that's to bring a lot of harm to each other. It tells you all that. That's why when I showed that police that, I threw them off. I said, this is an eviction notice too. I said, it's a 14-day. Then you got a 7-day one. Because the only thing they doing is, if you're not paying your bills, eventually you gotta go. And the more you stay financially, you digging a deeper hole for yourself. Because now if I go back and say I want my money for this and my money for that, I can. But I want to just resolve this. I don't even want to go through all that no more. But this is only what happens when people refuse to leave and they buying time. But you're not packing up your stuff, like preparing stuff to go. And that's when the problem comes. Because with the brother, when I went there last night and told him get his stuff and come on, he be like, oh man, go ahead with that shit. And then he gonna go in the back room and shut the door. I said, the police coming. So now he already trying to find what he could say to make me look like what I'm doing is wrong. And they fall for the okie doke. I know what I'm doing. I'm telling you. And then I went to show him the 72-hour one. I said, read this one right here. He didn't even really look at it. Because now he lost. He lost. All three of them lost because they steady trying to do the landlord tenant thing. I said, no, this is a program. Y'all cannot push that at me. But you never ask them. You telling me now, landlord tenant, but you never ask them to show you anything information wise about them being a tenant. You never ask. But you want me to show you everything. Now I'm there letting them know they got rolled. And I'm showing you my stuff. They never once asked them to show anything. And then all of a sudden, now mind you, I called them for protection. Now I'm looking at her. I'm looking at him. Then she got another dude with her that I don't know. I can see him over there going, like I'm wrong now. Come on. And then you got the three polices. And I'm standing there by my damn self. And it hit me. My children told me, Daddy, don't go back around there by yourself. And I'm standing there by myself. The people that I called to help me now against me. I'm like, shit, fucked up now. And everything I called him for was like thrown out the window. And he broke his neck. And I'm going to tell him too, you broke your neck. He called in because he had to do another thing, right? Because now he's getting ready to give me the protection order. And I told him, I said, just give it to me. I already know. He told me, God, can I see your card? Can I see what's your date of birth? I said, man, she went and got one out on me. You can just give it to me. I know she did it. What you trying to prove? I already told you. I know she did what she did. And I'm glad he gave it to me. And he did what he did. Because she fucking lied on it. So you gave me a petition. You stop what I called you for and focus more on what her brother told you about the petition, about the stairway. You stopped listening to me and I called y'all out there. And all of a sudden, you more interested in that. And all my papers I had lined up right there to show him information, he set the damn paper down near there. He ain't give it to me, man. And I kept telling him, I said, you can give it to me. I knew she called. I'd already talked to your sergeant. I told your sergeant everything. She told me, she said, Mr. Copeland, the only thing you got to do, right, because I got the two houses. She said, just don't go in the house with the thing on it. It's okay. She ain't never said I couldn't come around it. So that's why I'm going to sock it to y'all asses. Because you don't fucking listen. And I mean that shit. You don't fucking listen. Then you listening to a bunch of people that has mental issues. And I'm telling y'all, this woman is like in a like a state of mania or what you call it, meltdown. That's why I called y'all and a brother too. He if I popped the hell out of him, he probably would have balled up like a little girl. Cause he trying to play hard. You don't have to play hard. I'm a man. I see through that mess. You can be real with me. And in my doorway, I mean, he mugging. Police standing right there looking at him. But they looking at him, they looking at me, and it's like I'm the problem, not them. Okay, okay. Now I'm gonna run this shit till we get it cleared up. I'm gonna run it. What y'all gonna do? You fucked up, not me. Excuse my language, y'all, because guess what? She lied the whole time and filled out a false police report, stay away report. Stay away from what? And she's in my housing program. She's in a program to help turn her life around. So what do I look like hurting you or threatening you when I'm talking about helping you, sending you to the right people that can help you do what you need to do to, become a more productive person. And y'all fell for all that shit. So what I'm trying to see is, I can't say y'all need to investigate more, check out stuff more, because I'm the people. I'm the person with the paperwork. They ain't show y'all a damn thing, and y'all believe them more than you believed me with evidence. What does that say? What does that say? And you hearing what I'm saying right now? I will tell it to Commissioner Harris ass just like this too, and I will let him know because you are their commander, right? Even though I know it's not true, but this is what I'll do. They only doing what you taught them. See how you switch the blame? They only doing what you taught them. Even though we know you just getting here, what, almost a little over 4 years ago? I'm going to ship that shit on you. Brandon Scott, Commissioner Harris. I'm going to switch that shit on y'all. And the poor investigator shit they did. And the good part about it, I won't be lying because y'all know what I do. Y'all know what I do. And that's why I'm getting them heads up now. Because I'm going to talk about this shit. Now, she made a false accusation against me. Her brother did too. So y'all going to still let him? I mean, what y'all going to do about that? What y'all going to do about helping me get this man's money together? What y'all going to help me to do? What y'all going to help me do, right? Because that's $500 down from me paying like the gas and electric, paying the Xfinity bill. They going to want their money too. What y'all going to do about that? Because y'all the one told her to go get it for a place that she don't have no paperwork on. And then in her thing, she said she been living. I've been residing at that address since August, late August. I didn't get the house till September. She didn't come in my program till the 10th month. That's October. And me and her was talking before she came in because she knew about the program. And I told her, right? Because she was saying she needed a place to go. The gas and electric wasn't on then. That's why she wasn't coming in until the end of the month. But I had a guy in there, but I rented the extension cord from next door over to his bedroom because he was staying in the bedroom over there downstairs and they got into an argument. And he didn't have nowhere to go. So I said, if you like, the thing was to make them comfortable because we just had to wait for them to come out and turn everything on. She wasn't even in it. So I'm going to let her, when we go to court, I'm going to let her talk her shit to the judge. And I'm going to just show the judge the paperwork. She lied on the report. And she said the only reason why I was looking for the landlord or owner, that's what she said, the owner, because it was an eviction. She said eviction on the door. Now, the only person can put an eviction on the door, it would be Mike. And why would Mike put an eviction on the door when he gets his money? Why would Mike put an eviction on the door when he wanted me to go in the house so the house would be safe while he's in college? I said, she done screwed her damn self, her and her brother. But I'm coming for the police now because y'all didn't listen. So I want to see how y'all going to correct that with me and them, with the police and stuff. And like I said, I have never felt like that. I ain't afraid of no man. But when you sitting up there, you talking to polices, protect and serve, and all of a sudden you like, oh man, let me shut up. Because I'm afraid one of these suckers might shoot me, thinking I'm, move, Tammy, move. That's because I look, move. All right, you keep on. I step on you again, don't say nothing. And I'm mad. I'm mad. And I'm going to keep talking about this. And I hit Mackenzie up. And I hit my director up. Because we fight to reduce the police budget And I told her, and I'm with you, but this is an indication now that helps me understand more why Community United and other organizations fighting to reduce the police department budget, because y'all ain't doing your damn jobs. And I'm living proof right now. I love y'all, and I'm out. I gotta make me